Good evening, everybody, and welcome to Backfire Simsport TV. I'm Clyde Whiting, and tonight we bring you round 4 of the EDF Motorsports GT4 TCR Challenge, brought to you with the Virtual Racing Association, and we are live from the fantastic Oulton Park circuit. In the booth with me tonight, we welcome back Mr. Bill Switzer. Good evening.
Good evening, my colleagues. Thank you for welcoming me back. It's good to be here, and good evening to everybody else.
We also have Mr. Ryan Walker. Good evening.
Good evening, Clive. Good evening, Sam. Good evening, Bill, and everyone watching.
And as usual, your cameraman is Mr. Happy himself, Sam Boozin.
Good evening, everyone.
So, gents, we are back at an old school circuit. It's very tight. It's very difficult to overtake, or it can be. We're running tonight the international circuit without chicanes, so that does make the circuit a little bit easier. Bill, let's go to you first. You love these old school circuits. It certainly does lean towards fantastic racing, doesn't it? Because drivers really have to set up overtaking moves or pressure the car in front into making a mistake.
Yeah, as a matter of fact, even though I'm a United States person, I just love these English tracks. I think they're wonderful. Oulton Park it reminds me a lot of the old school racetracks in the States here too as well. Of course, not as old as you guys, but Oulton Park is wonderful. It has all the little niceties of an old, typical course over there. It's got the little dips and ups and downs and the wrong camber turns and all that kind of stuff. And like you said, it's very difficult to pass. But you got to use your head here. It's not a matter of having 50 horsepower more and having 5 lanes wide to pass somebody. You have to work at it here. And I think these cars fit perfectly here. I don't think you could have a better match than these guys on this type of course. So looking forward to it.
Yeah, and Ryan, the last time I went to Oulton Park, it took me about 7 days to get there. Now, obviously, you live in the frozen north. I reckon you're probably closer to Oulton Park than what I am. You must have driven a plethora, I love that word, of cars around this track in your time on iRacing.
Yeah, I've drove a variety of cars around here. The SRF, Skip Barber, some GT cars, touring cars. Yeah, quite a lot of cars, and it's one of those tracks. It's sort of like an English version of the Nordslife, if you like. It's so tight, and there's really, if you go off, there's nowhere to go but into a wall. And I think with the TCR and the GT4 cars around here tonight, I think it should be a great race. But when it comes to lapping the slower class cars, I think it's not going to be easy as people might think it is.
No, I think when we get into the lapping of the TCR field by the GT4s, I think the TCRs are going to have to try and play the game a little bit, shall we say. Just looking back to last time out at Long Beach, our very own Tyler Newitt took away the win in GT4 with Paul Burgess in second and Triple A coming in third. And in TCR, Tom Stanley took the win with his big rival Chris Shaw in second, and Gary Craig got an excellent third position. How are we on the standings, Sam? Can we get them, or do I just need to read them? Okay, we've got to give Sam 2 minutes because, as usual, he is totally unprepared for anything that we're going to do. So, Bill, obviously you've watched the Long Beach race. There was some fantastic racing there. What are you expecting from Oulton Park, especially with the TCRs, because they are like angry wasps, aren't they? They buzz around in big swarms.
Like you said earlier, though, Clyde, the key here I would think would be to plan your passes. I mean, if you can find a weakness in a person in front of you that you want to get by, it's going to have to be at the right place at the right time. With them all traveling about the same tight course, not any wide open spaces, and you try to be too rambunctious, you're gonna be off the course, which will put you even further behind. I think it's going to be darn good. I think you'll see a little bit of pushing and shoving here when we start and get down to it. So I might be totally wrong, but to back up to the Long Beach race, Ryan was saying that you could get in trouble there here, but Long Beach, wow! I mean, I saw some of the weirdest mistakes watching the broadcast, and it wasn't much car to car there. It was all everybody like a little spin or just the tiniest little thing, and the guy was in the wall. It was really really terrible, to be honest with you. But
Yeah.
it was different for sure. But I have a hell of a time here. I think this is a tough course to get around without making a mistake. But of course, I'm too rambunctious and too crazy, so that's why I do terribly here. But you got to drive with finesse and class and be at the right place at the right time to get by somebody.
So the guys are currently into their qualifying session, just over 6 minutes in. Before we go to the standings, Ryan, what would you say, or where would you say is the best overtaking opportunity around this version of Oulton Park?
There's not really that many places to pass, but I think your best opportunity of making a pass is if you get a great run on the exit of the final corner, heading up to turn 1 into Old Hall Corner, or even heading down to Island Bend and up to Shell Oils Corner, and maybe that back straight as well. So some passing places, but I think passing is going to be difficult, and I think it's all about. I think the best opportunity of making a move is if the person in front of you makes a mistake.
Yeah, I totally agree with that. So, Sam, are we ready with the standings? Excellent. Right. So, just so you know where we are, GT4 standings. So, very tight at the top there. We've got AAA currently leading the way with 487 points. Paul Burgess in second with 468. And tied for second with Paul is Stuart Dick on 468. In the TCRs, currently we have Chris Shaw leading the way with 591 points. Gary Craig is currently second with 419, and Lee Bowden is currently third with 413. But don't forget, after round 6, all the drivers will drop their lowest score, so that does bring people closer together. Into the team standings, Asymmetric GT4 currently have 955 points. Really big lead over BSTV Esports Yellow with 744, and Night Light Racing with 730. So that brings you up to date with where everybody stands after 3 rounds. Currently in qualifying, we are 8.5 minutes in. Provisional pole on GT4 is Abdul Al Amri, AAA. Second is Paul Burgess, and Yaz Samai is up there in third. I'm going to go back to Yaz in a minute. In TCR, we've got Chris Shaw sitting on provisional pole, with Tom Stanley in second, and the not newly named, but what I've named him, Ashley Gravel, is in third. So, Bill, Yaz Samai. Now, Oulton Park was the infamous Yazgate
I remember, yes.
happening, shall we say. I have spoken to Yaz today on Discord, and we have mentioned Yazgate too. For those who don't know, that was a very unfortunate incident where a culmination of errors, shall we say, saw all the leaders from the TCR class get taken out and damaged. And just as a bit of a wind-up, we blamed Yaz and called it Yazgate. So I think, Bill, that aside, this track has always got that chance of causing one of those types of incidents because it is so narrow, and a car in front or a car overtaking does something slightly out of the ordinary, dips a wheel on the grass, and carnage can ensue from that.
Yeah, and in all due respect, where he crashed, I believe, was just beyond Clay Hill, which is kind of, you come over that blind hill, and I don't think we had the chicane going that. Did we have the chicane going that time?
I think we did last
We
time.
did,
Yeah.
okay, because that generally slows them down a little bit. But yeah, I felt sorry for Yaz. He took a lot of rib, and I mean, he was a good sport about it. But of course, you know, all the guys that arrived there, they had no place to go, and there was a big carnage there. That's one spot, and I would think another place where that kind of thing can happen is just past Lodge Corner too, because you know, if things are tight and you're trying to get across the finish line, you come across there, go down that little dip just before the pit straight there, you can get a lot of trouble there too. Coming off the Shell Oils corner, that bank corner, that's another place that you probably go a lot faster than you think you can. That's another place you can get in trouble. So, what's that one called? Cascades? Cascadias or something like that?
Cascades, yeah.
Yeah, that was that downhill, kind of cranked over the wrong way, and it's easy to go off there too. Matter of fact, we did a V8 race there one time, and I went off there, and I was between the front and back straightaway, and I was so damn mad. I was just doing donuts in the middle of the field out there, and Apex taped it, you know, so they had a great time watching that. But anyway,
I think to be fair, Bill, there isn't a corner on a track in the world that you haven't been off on, so
no,
you know that doesn't narrow it down much, does it? And Ryan, what was you with us for Yazgate last time?
I believe I missed that, unfortunately, but I did hear about it, and yeah, like Bill says, he did get a bit of stick for that, but he was a good sport about it. And but I have to say, this season, Yaz has definitely improved a lot, and he's getting closer and closer to the front. And yeah, also talking about that, another person that impressed me at Long Beach last week was Rob Venn, who finished in P4, I believe. So yeah, that was a good race from him as well.
Yeah, there was some good drives, weren't there, last week? We've got Xavier Mamucha currently. What has he got in the back? Put that picture up again, Scam. What did he have in the background there? Was it?
Look like either an energy
beer?
drink or beer. What is that back there?
Not sure. I'm going to go with beer.
Yeah, maybe.
Don't think he's listening to us. So
I was going to say, Xavier.
We could have had a thumbs up for beer and a thumbs down for energy drinks, but.
Well, I have to say, Xavier did he's been doing a heck of a job. One of our newest members. I heard you mention that it's not his first rodeo. It certainly isn't. I mean, the guy drives pretty well, frankly.
Yeah, and why I love these inset pictures is he's probably, if we, I don't think we can do it, but if we could get AAA his inset alongside Xavier's inset, it's like night and day. AAA, it always seems like really edgy, and you see the emotion come out. You know, we've seen him yelping and whooping when he wins, and we've seen him banging the steering wheel when it doesn't go so bad, so well. And Xavier there is just like, it just looks like he's out for a Sunday drive, and he's all relaxed. And perhaps it's got something to do with that table full of beer that he's going to have after the race. I don't know, but yeah, those inset pictures, you know, they are good. They do give you a little insight into what the drivers are going through during the race.
If I can, I wanted to say that the inset picture of AAA when he was out of gas near the end of the race last week, I'll tell you, talk about a picture of the agony of defeat. Let me tell you, that poor guy.
Yes.
I mean, you know, he created his own problem, but just the same, God, you had a feel for the guy. Oh my God, it was
And like I
terrible.
say, we've seen the opposite end of the spectrum when he's won a race as well, and you know he's fist pumping and happy, and then we start talking about spider sex or something like that, and he's like on his stream, he's like, "What are these guys on about?" It is really good. Right, so we are 3/4 of the way through qualifying. In GT4 AAA, currently sits on provisional pole. Paul Burgess, who is much improved, in second. Stuart Dick in third. Chris Shaw currently provisional pole in TCR. Ashley Gravel in second. Tom Stanley down into third. And I believe, yes, everybody has set a time. I think Tom Oreo was having a few issues with his connection, but he's back now and setting times. So, hour-long race. I do have some inside information, which I'm just about to try and find out what I did with it. Now, we believe that even if we do get a safety car tonight, we are going to be looking at a 2-stopper. It will be interesting just to see if anybody does try it on one. We've seen so many problems, haven't we, so far with people running out of fuel. I'm not convinced that anybody is going to risk it, but we'll wait and see. For the viewers at home, people that have not seen this before, it is a 60-minute race. The cars are limited to 30% of their full capacity of fuel, which enforces the pit stops. And we also have a random safety car. So before the race starts, Sam will do a random yes/no on whether we're going to get a safety car or not. And if we are, we will then do a random minute between 15 and 45 as to when that safety car will come out. And nobody else knows, apart from Sam. The drivers don't know, we don't know. But it certainly can shuffle things up, Ryan, when it does happen.
Yep, absolutely. That's the thing with the random safety car as well, that some people that are maybe have got a strategy set in stone before the race, basically as soon as the safety car comes out, that just goes out the window, because it just basically means that you have to, in a way, during the race anyway, have to basically think about what you're going to do. And I think around here anyway, don't be surprised if some people make an early pit stop and they maybe try and not lose too much time if the safety car comes out. But yeah, it'll be interesting to see what sort of strategy these drivers go with.
Yeah, looking at the fuel figures I've been given, it looks like there's going to be or the quickest way to do it is with a full 30% of your fuel tank stop and a splash and dash stop, which is pretty good, because that really does open up the options on what people do on their pit stops. So we may see people say taking a what they can of a full tank on the first stop and then a splash and dash on the second. We may see drivers doing half and half. We may see drivers who need track position doing a splash and dash to start with, and then a longer fuel stop later on. So tactically tonight, the drivers are going to have to be on it, and so are the commentators, because it's going to be one of them nights where it's going to be very difficult to call as to what's going on, Bill.
Yeah, for sure. I might have had the same inside information you did, but I noticed that somebody mentioned, and didn't really think about this, but it's very true. A lot of times the length of the pit road and how long it takes to traverse it from in to out makes a big difference whether you're going to fuel save or any of that kind of stuff. So kind of an interesting theory. And secondly, about splashes and dashes, you can't wait too long to do that unless you got a monumental lead, because if you got 3 or 4 laps to go and you jump in there for a few liters of fuel, generally you don't have much time to catch up, and things have to be very perfect, to get by the person that might have passed you while you're in the pits again. So it's really a crap game, to be honest. I'd be lost at it. Thank God I don't have to do it. I can't think that hard to worry about that kind of stuff.
Yeah,
But
I'm exactly the same. So checkers are out at the end of qualifying, so people can finish the laps that they are on. No change in GT4 at the moment. Still AAA, Paul Burgess, Stuart Dick, but all change in TCR. So Lee Bowden is put himself on provisional pole at the moment. Tom Stanley's gone up to second, and all that has dropped Chris Shaw down to third. But we will wait for these guys to finish their laps, and then obviously we will bring you the official starting grid. Something worth noting with fuel, there was a big conversation the other day about why people keep running out. And one of the things that came up, which was very interesting, was because we're doing a manual safety car, when the safety car comes out, obviously the fuel consumption goes down. So the people that are running these automatic fuel calculators, it's actually throwing them out because they're getting 2 or 3 laps with very little fuel usage. The fuel calculators average that out, so they then take an average of a fast lap and one of the safety car laps, and it gives them a false reading or an under reading of what they are actually using in a lap. So I know a few have been caught out like that. Even our own Scott Malcolm, who at one point was running about 17 different fuel calculators and still managed to run out of fuel. So it's this safety car thing is certainly throwing in lots of different spanners into the works.
I heard your bubbling conversation with Scott last week.
Yeah,
about the fuel calculator. You even had him chuckling hard. That was pretty funny.
Yeah, he's not too hot on counting, is Scott. Just some quick hellos before we get your grid up. So Cretox, who else have we got? Stacey is with us, obviously cheering for her man Martin. Alan Toon is with us. Wayne Sanderson is now with us as well. So good evening to you guys. 17 watching, only 7 likes. Something strange going on there. So, guys, I'm going to leave Bill to do the GT4 grid, and then Tyler to do your TCR grid.
Okay, and first we have Abdel Amri on pole for Asymmetric GT4. Second is Paul Burgess, 9th Light Racing. He's doing a heck of a job. Stuart Dick in third, Asymmetric GT4. Fourth, our own Tyler Newitt, BSTV Esports Yellow. Fifth, Stefan Goebel from VTS Germany. Sixth, Yaz Samai, 9th Light Racing. Seventh, Rob Ben, BSTV Esports Orange, another one that's really lighting it on fire lately. Andy Perks in 8th. Privateer and Tim Oreo, Privateer also.
Yep, taking the pole position in the TCR class was Lee Bowden for EDF Motorsport, with Tom Stanley alongside him for Asymmetric TCR, with the second row being followed by Chris Shaw for Ascari Autosport, and fourth place going to Ashley Jafal for EDF Motorsport, with fifth going to Carl Hardy for Result Clothing. Sixth is Xavier Mamutsov from Germany. Seventh place is Gary Craig for BSTV Esports Green, with eighth going to Scott Malcolm for BSTV Esports Yellow. 9th place is Roger Morton for Safeguard by Result. 10th place is Mark Herron for Asymmetric TCR, with 11th going to Pete Princess Bingham, BSTV Esports Green, and 12th going to Martin Brennan, with 13th going to David Ayres from Result Clothing, and rounding out the grid in the TCRs is Joe McDonald for Safeguard by Result.
Excellent. Thanks for that, guys. So we are starting probably 2/3 of the way round the track. So we're pretty much just going to have 2 right-handers, and then we will be underway. For those that haven't watched before, watch for the split in the field. The TCRs are pretty good. They will let the GT4s get a bit of a gap, and then we will go racing for 60 minutes. So pace car starts to move. TCR's hold for a little while. Lee Bowden in charge of the grid for the TCRs. Leaving a nice big gap there. You'll see the safety car peel off right into the pit lane. AAA in the past has held this grid quite a while. Be interesting to see if he changes his tactic tonight and goes straight away. We are green. We are green. They've gone. We had a jump there by Paul Burgess.
Yeah, it looks like Tyler Newitt's looking on the outside. Oh, he's falling back. Oh, no, that's Stuart Dick. Sorry.
TCR's underway.
Sam Bowden in the lead. Shell Oil's corners. Still Paul Burgess, followed by AAA, and who's that behind him? Tyler Newitt.
Yeah, Tyler Newitt's got himself past Stuart Dick, hasn't he?
Yes, he has.
Paul Burgess has got himself past AAA. In the TCRs on lap 1, it looks like, if my screen can be trusted, Carl Hardy has lost a couple of positions, and Xavier Mamucha and Gary Craig have got themselves up a position. And towards the back of the field, David Ayres and Martin Brennan have swapped positions.
Yeah, it was like Andy Perks and who's that? Yas Meyer going at it as well.
I see at the end of the TCR field, you got a new fella last week from Result. Joe, is it Joe McDonald or John?
Yeah, Joe McDonald.
Okay.
We did have another sign up today,
Great.
John Day, but he doesn't seem to have made the grid tonight. But I'm sure he will be with us at some point. Absolutely fantastic TCR field.
Yeah. All of a sudden, we could use a few GT4s now.
Yeah, yes. It's funny how that swung round.
Yeah, yes, it is. And Stefan Goebel's holding a solid 5th right now in the GT4 field, not too far behind. Looks like Tom Stanley's getting friendly with the back of Lee Bowden's car.
Yeah, I thought I heard a crunch.
Who was that?
Pete Bingham? I got a horrible feeling Sam might accidentally press that slow motion button again.
He's waiting. He's waiting because Pete can do better than that.
The replay is up now, and it looks like I wonder if Pete's clipped the grass.
I think he must have, because there's nobody with it, and he's a bit unstable going in, weren't he?
Grass, yep.
And that piece of grass there is like ice. You can just see that tyre barrier coming towards you, and there is naff all you can do about it.
It is ice, but it's green.
Green ice.
Yeah. Looks like Tom Stanley's basically content to stay right there at the moment, behind Lee Bowden. And Paul Burke leading AAA.
Yeah, he's been there a while, hasn't he?
Yep.
AAA, he's certainly putting the pressure on, though.
And Tyler Newitt and Stuart Dick are not letting him get away. Stefan Goebel's fallen back slightly, with Rob Ben behind Stefan.
I'm wondering if anybody is going to try a one-stop with a fuel save, perhaps. But nobody that I've spoken to has told me that they think they can do it on one stop.
I was kind of
either with the help of a safety car or fuel saving. But
exactly. I was just going to say that I was told that they might not even be able to make it one stop, even if we do get a safety car.
yeah, you never know, do you, with what goes on in these drivers' heads,
Nope.
and what they're going to try, and how many more new ways they can find of making us look stupid.
Yep, for sure. Well, like you said, everybody has a different opinion, what you should be doing out there. And like we had mentioned before, you and me, the grunts of the earth don't think about fuel economy. We step on the gas.
No. Or brakes. But these top four in GT4, you can throw a blanket over.
You're not kidding. They are glued together. Same with TCR. Look at TCR. We've got 4, maybe 5.
Isn't there, in that group? Was that Ashley Gravel? No, it's his paint. It looks like the back end of his car is dented in, but it's not. It's the paint. I think Ashley and Lee from EDF Motorsports have been a fantastic addition to the TCR field.
Indeed. Of course, Xavier Mamucha too. Wonderful addition.
Here we go.
Look at
Here's
this.
the action. That's a difficult overtake, that is.
Whoa.
Yeah, you can make an overtake there, but the only issue is if you try and go side by side.
Yeah, he's done it. He's done it.
Tom Stanley's got to be using graphics.
Oh, someone's over.
Oh,
that was close. Nice. Hang on. That was Xavier caught that one. That was nice.
I think it was Ashley that was sideways.
Oh, really? Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Was Gary Craig's trying to make a move in the background as
Where
well?
did Gary Craig go? Wow.
Yeah, I think that sort of it certainly slowed Ashley up.
Well, Gary, it looks like Gary decided he saw that little stumbling around. He'd try to gain a couple positions there.
Yeah, that was a hell of a save. And in the meantime, Lee Bowden is saying, Tom Stanley, you might have got past me, but I'm fighting this all the way.
Whoa.
And
That's
Chris Shaw, yeah, was that Chris? No. Yes, it was. No, it wasn't. It was Xavier Mamucha muscled his way through there.
Yep. He's in 3rd place now in TCR.
So these TCR guys are not holding back. There's no fuel saving going on there.
And this looks like a familiar grouping.
Yeah, so this is... so I don't know what's happened to Tim Oreo because he was ahead of these two.
Triple. Ooh.
That's again,
wow.
Another hard pass.
Boy, I'm surprised he stayed on course. That was really something.
So on our Twitch stream, easy for me to say, the Mamucha fan club is in the building.
Oh, excellent. Okay. Hello, everybody.
Oh, Tyler's off.
Oh.
What happened? That
I don't know what happened there. It looked like that's Stuart Dick, isn't it? Yeah.
No, it was Tyler and Paul Burgess.
I wonder if Tyler just lost it on the middle of the corner and just he clipped the grass.
Oh, he clipped the grass. Yeah.
Oh, that's a shame. Yep, that was Tyler. Sorry.
Okay, I have some hot inside information coming up. Let me just get Bookface up. What's going on? It's going to involve Martin Brennan.
What is he swearing?
There apparently, there are swear words flowing in Martin's household.
What did he do? Let's see. Okay, here's the replay.
Whatever he's done it on his own, has he?
I can tell you. It's a tough corner, and this group is. Oh boy, that's easy to do, Martin. Don't square.
Yeah, it certainly is, isn't it?
You didn't hit the outside wall. You're all right.
Yeah, that's head down and carry on. So, in the TCR field, we've got the usual two protagonists up the front. Lee Bowden is actually dropped down now to 5th place.
Who's up there? Is that Carl Hardy in there? Yeah, it is. Carl Hardy's in
Well,
4th.
yeah, so something's gone on there, isn't there? Because Carl dropped a couple of places on the first lap, but he's now actually up a position from his 5th place starting position.
And behind them, we got Gary Craig, I see.
Yeah, and as Wayne has pointed out on the chat, Tyler being the young gentleman that he is, plus his mum's probably in the bedroom telling him what to do, did actually slow down and let Paul Burgess past.
Yeah.
We always like to see. Obviously, there was nothing intentional there, as we see on the replay. Tyler just caught the grass. And, well, if Paul wasn't there, it would have been a lot worse for Tyler, to be fair.
Yeah, for sure.
So I've got Princess Pete in the pit. Perhaps he is taking this opportunity to get his long stop out of the way.
Could be.
Rob Venn is also in the pit lane.
Hmm.
Oh, it's got some damage.
Clyde, have you ever had one of your daddy daycares at Oulton Park?
Yes.
Have you? Okay.
For me, it's an awful track to get to because it's on the wrong side of the country for me.
Was it on the west side?
Yes. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
It's sort of between Manchester and Liverpool.
Oh, wow. Really?
And in this country, we don't seem to have many motorways that go east to west. They all go south to north.
So what is it, about 5 hours for you?
It's probably nearer 6, to be honest.
Wow, that's a long haul. Oh, goodness.
Yeah, I'm just looking at that. That wasn't a very good move by Tim. However, I would say mitigating circumstances are that Yaz seems to be having some sort of connection issue.
Yep, he was blinking. That's right. I just saw it before.
Which is always really, really difficult for the car behind. And what we're seeing on our screen might not be the same as what Tim is seeing on his screen. So
yeah, it's a crazy
could
thing.
be disappearing at different points for him.
Yaz is in the pits.
Yeah, Scott Malcolm trying to make a move on Ashley as well. As the that's a bit tight.
Whoa!
Yeah, Scott's up a couple of positions from his starting place.
Yeah,
Lovely camera, that. I love that.
Yeah, that is a good one.
Yeah, Mark Heron just in the background as well. He was unlucky at Long Beach because he was leading most of the race, and it just went downhill towards the end.
Yeah, it went proper pear-shaped, didn't it? Obviously, Bill rooted for him, and that was it. Game over. He was never going to win.
I wanted to thank you very much for blaming me. I wasn't even there, but that's all right. I knew that was coming. I would have made a public statement, but Mark would probably believe you after what I've done to him. Jinxed him You're absolutely right, though, Ryan. Mark drove a hell of a race till he started getting into problems there. Boy.
Oh,
Uh-oh, what happened there? Oh, boom. Oh,
well, I see Carl Hardy go wide. I didn't see what happened with the actual accident.
I think that's Lee Bowden, the other car, I believe.
Let's see it again. So
Overhead view, okay.
he carries too much in here. Ends up going wide.
Side smacks Lee Bowden. They both go off.
Yeah.
That's too bad.
I think there was more space there than either of them realised.
It's a tough corner because it's fairly quick and it's actually 2 corners there, so that's a tough little area right there.
It's really easy to carry too much speed.
Yes, it is. Yes, it is.
Oh, Chapot's on.
Uh-oh. Oh, he missed the wall.
Yeah, he's on the green ice.
Yeah.
Obviously, that gives the lead to his teammate.
Yeah, amazingly, I think Stefan Goebel's up into 3rd place.
Yeah, you know, and you can't fault people for taking advantage of other people's disadvantages. But that's racing.
To add to Ryan's statement, Stuart Goebel hasn't been lower than 5th the whole time. He's been doing a pretty good job out there so far.
Yeah, and his brother Stefan's all right as well.
Oh, God, what did I say?
Stuart.
I'm sorry.
I weren't even close, apart from it started with an S. So meanwhile, Gary Alhambry is chasing Peter Dick. Oh no, we've already got a Peter Dick, haven't we?
Now.
Oh, that's harsh.
It's harsh. Oh, boy.
It's all right, he gets to get his own back on Sunday, so...
Well, that's true.
It's all right. I've called Pete a lump dick before, so yeah, it's all good.
Matter of fact, Clyde will be driving with kid gloves on, let me tell you. He doesn't want to make any boo-boos.
I've not even made me mind up what car I'm driving yet, so... Arrive and drive. Right, so where are we in this race then, gents? 17 minutes in. We've got the asymmetric show at the front of GT4. We've got the Stanley Shaw show at the front of TCR. Just having a look at Xavier did pop in actually I think it's the fastest time, yes, in the last lap. So this is that point in the race where people are going to start thinking about what am I going to do on my pit stop. There we go. There goes Gary Craig. We are now in safety car territory as well.
And for those that don't know, that opportunity can come between 15 and 45 minutes into the race. And if we have an actual safety car, which do we have that here? No, where was that? Well, anyway,
We did
have
have
an
it
actual,
somewhere, didn't we? Yeah.
yeah, well, anyway, if you have an actual safety car, a real one, the virtual safety car is eliminated. And of course, our virtual safety car driver is just waiting to get out there. Oh, baby.
I'll tell you something. Xavier is catching these two.
Yes, he is.
I was trying to watch it on the timing screen.
Oh, there he is. Look at that.
But you can actually see the physical gap coming down. No, you need to sort that picture out, Xavier, because your hairstyles are two totally different things now.
He's got a big microphone boom. He must do like vlogs or something, huh?
Yeah, there's some people that do live streaming on Twitch or YouTube.
Yeah, they do.
Phone boom, so it's yeah, that's what I use now as well, mainly for broadcasting or the odd stream when I feel
Okay,
like.
looks like Carl Hardy. Is it Carl Hardy in the pits?
Yeah,
And,
Tom Stanley has gone in as well. So he's ducked out of the Stanley Shaw show.
Okay.
It's really a shame that Tom's surname isn't Shank. Because we could have the Shaw Shank redemption, then, couldn't we?
Tom Stanley's back out. Ninth position behind Martin Brennan.
So what does Chris Shaw do? Has Chris Shaw got a plan? Does he stick to his plan? Does he try and cover off Tom Stanley's plan? These two that we're seeing at the moment, I would guess, are on a pretty similar strategy, because they would have worked a strategy out as a team.
Yeah, no doubt.
Before the race. Which is something you see with Pete and Gary. Gary is obviously the strategist of those two, and Pete does as he's told. Chris has stayed out, so it looks like, to me anyway, whatever Chris's plan was, he's sticking to it.
And Martin Brennan is in the pits.
I really need to know who this is on Twitch. So our next message from #Bengo is: as the official president of the Mutscher Bomber fan club from Germany, I'd like to thank you for showing so much footage of our hero. Thank you very much.
Wow, got a fan club, huh? Up, and Stuart Dick is in the pits.
Yeah.
Bad Bell kept going, AAA kept going.
Yeah, I have a feeling, it's just a feeling in my water that AAA could be in next lap.
Could be, yeah.
Right, I'm watching now. Chris Shaw, what is he going to do? Good camera work there from Sam. Gets us straight on him. Is he going to turn right? He's not. But look how close Xavier is now.
I know it.
Oh, Pete's out of it. And
Pete's back out, yep.
I think Pete may just be... I don't know if he did...
Or did he move over? That wasn't coming out of the pits.
We've got another Bingham crash yet.
Oh, yeah, okay. It's
all
after,
on his own.
It's after Druids there, yeah.
But he didn't hit nothing, so we get away with that one.
It's all good.
No, I was about to say I thought Martin Brennan had a throughput issue, but yeah, it's just my side.
Just see a little picture. There it is. I was going to say, I just see a little picture of Joe McDonald, and I noticed lots of legs and breasts.
Ooh.
Yeah, he might be a member of the Playboy Mansion.
Well, he could be Hugh Hefner in disguise, couldn't he?
Yeah.
Going by that picture. Hey, Chris Shaw, what are you going to do this time? Must be getting tight on fuel now.
Yeah, I'm wondering if Chris is maybe trying to hold out for a safety car.
There is always that possibility. People can use that as a tactic. He's gone again. He's still going. In the meantime, Tom Stanley, he's had fairly clean track in front of him. What's his lap times like? A 1:35.45. Chris Shaw was a 1:35.36. Xavier Mamucha was a 1:35.26.
All pretty close.
You would think Xavier would probably pit on this lap because those quick TCRs are so close. He would possibly lose time. AAA is in. But yeah, Xavier could end up losing time behind Chris Shaw if Chris Shaw doesn't pit. So could be a good time for Xavier to come in. Okay, so whoa, that was a look. It certainly was a look.
Oh, how did he miss it? I don't know. Excellent driving, I guess. Holy mackerel! I thought he was going to nail Chris Shaw. Let's see what happens here. They're coming around.
Yeah,
Chris Shaw looks like he's fading that way.
I think they might both.
Yeah, they're both in.
Right, so now we keep an eye on Tom Stanley. Tyler Newitt has been able to do an extra lap in the GT4s. But we know what a slippery little bugger he is with fuel.
He's very clever.
Yeah, I remember the name I gave him last week after that fuel stop was Tyler Newitt.
All right, so Tom Stanley is back up front in the TCRs.
Okay, Chris Shaw and Xavier out together.
Yeah, they've got out in front of Gary Craig. But again, we don't know what fuel these guys are taking on.
No.
There are some differences in the pit stop times.
Both of them look pretty close, though. Who's this coming in?
Tyler
Newitt's
in. Yeah. He's going to come out somewhere around the Paul Burgess mark.
And Stuart Dick and AAA sail by.
Stuart's inset picture there is obviously a car on its roof, which we've seen Stuart duplicate in iRacing on a number of occasions.
Yep. And he's made his car a missile one time.
Yeah, he did. Yeah, he was held. Oh. So Tyler's actually come out behind Rob Venn.
Yep. So Paul Burgess picked up a little time on that one. Wasn't he right with Paul Burgess, wasn't he? Yeah.
Yeah, he was, yeah. It wouldn't surprise me if Rob doesn't make this too difficult for Tyler. They are running for two different teams, but under the same BSTV stable.
Yeah, I'm wondering if these two guys from Asymmetric will probably pit at the same time.
Yeah, well, they've done their first stop, haven't they? So, and there was not a great deal in the pit lane time. There was about a second in the actual stop.
Joe McDonald was going to go by Martin Brennan, but he changed his mind, fell back in line. Around, what's that called? Old Farmer's Corner? No, something like that.
Stuart's not. He's looking. And I know for a fact those two will be chuckling at each other in Discord. Xavier is putting all sorts of pressure on Chris Shaw.
Yeah, I don't think he's riding right now. I think he wants to get by.
It's nice to see another TCR up there.
Absolutely.
And I'll tell you something else. Gary Craig, the way he's going in this car is going to be up there with them.
You're not kidding. Look at Xavier. He looks as cool as a cucumber. I'm telling you, look at him.
We know Mark Heron can get up there. We know Carl Hardy can be quick.
Oh boy, oh boy, oh boy, he's got a run right here. Wow.
Lee Bowden is another one. This TCR class is shaping up to be absolutely fantastic. But like we normally say, guys, these two battling. Tom Stanley will be rubbing his hands together and saying, "Come on, boys, keep that up. The more you battle, the more I'm going to get away."
That's right.
So Tyler has got past Rob Venn. Where are we? We are now officially halfway through.
Look at Gary Craig. Wow. He's talking about putting pressure.
Yeah, I was just about to say, I thought Gary Craig used catching these guys, but yeah, I'll take that back. He's close right up in them.
Yeah, he came out of nowhere. Wow.
A couple of years ago, 3 years ago maybe, Gary Craig was one of the quickest drivers that I raced with. Then had an iRacing sabbatical, but he's certainly getting his old talent back now. So
yep,
he's definitely on the up. Who's Martin?
I wonder if he had help. Let's see.
Yeah, I wonder if it might have been nuzzed off or if it's just by himself. Oh, it's just by himself.
Yeah, he missed his breaking point.
Last time, wasn't it? Yeah.
That'll be more money in the swear jar.
Yeah.
I believe that's Lee Bowden, isn't it? Going by Joe McDonald. Yep, it is.
That's actually a very, very good suggestion for Stacey. Get a swear jar. You will make an absolute fortune now that Martin is doing iRacing.
By the time a couple seasons are over, you'll be able to buy a new rig for him.
Yeah.
Whoa!
Hi, Hunter, right.
Wedding bells that can be paid for.
Oh, don't get in the middle of that, whatever you do.
Obviously, free bar for BSTV commentators. Yeah, and right on cue, a message from Stacey. Oh my God, the language.
So, AAA is still leading in GT4, followed by Stuart Dick, Stefan Goebel, Andy Perks, and Paul Burgess, 4th and 5th.
Yeah, the battling in TCR has given Tom Stanley a 5-second lead. And we know how difficult it is to catch Tom, let alone pass him. Chris Shaw certainly got his hands full with Xavier Mamucha and Gary Craig. So,
yeah, by the way, speaking of Tom Stanley, I enjoyed your interview with him. We rarely get him on the air. It was nice to hear him on there the other night there at Long Beach.
yeah, unfortunately, he usually has to disappear for work straight away. So he is good enough that when he has got the time, he does come in and talk to us.
Yeah, it was nice. Yep. Stefan Goebel's got Andy Perks behind him there. Looks like he's beginning to catch him a little bit. Who's that in the background? Is that Paul Burgess behind him?
That is, yeah.
Yeah, okay.
And then Tyler Newitt chasing them down. Or were they going past? that Joe McDonald they just passed?
Oh, Stuart, a bit.
Look at these guys.
Oh,
Smart move, Stuart. Uh-oh. Stuart looked like he lost it a little bit there. Backed way down.
whoa. He's giving it full beans now to get back again. So this is back to the Yaz Samai Tim Oreo battle. Yaz is still having connection issues, or on my screen anyway.
Yep, he's gone and back. Yep, I saw it.
It looks like actually Gary Craig's putting Xavier under a bit of pressure, which has allowed the car in front to get away a little bit.
Yeah, that's doing Chris Shaw a favour, isn't it? He can concentrate on trying to get that gap down to Tom Stanley while these two battle in the background.
You know, Xavier's had to change, like you said, had to change his attention to Gary Craig hammering on the back of him there.
Yeah, it's amazing, isn't it, sometimes how quickly that happens. You know, you go from pressuring the car in front to defending from the car behind.
Yeah. Here's another one. Andy Perks is going to be busy. He's trying to get by Stefan Goebel, and Paul Burgess is coming up behind very quickly. Whoa! Oh, boy.
Was that a touch?
Oh, a touch. Oh,
that was a touch.
Yeah. Lucky you didn't hit him.
Yeah, it looks like Andy might have just got tagged a little bit.
And Tyler Neuer gave him a hip check just for jollies there too, going with trying to re-enter.
Yeah, that was definitely a nudge there from Paul. Yeah.
Yeah, I think Tyler could have left a little bit more room there.
I think Tyler took the race in line, didn't he?
Yeah.
Probably should have stayed a bit tighter. You could also say Andy could have backed off a little bit, being the car that's rejoining.
Exactly.
Yeah, 6 of one, half a dozen of the other there. But I think the initial nudge was by Paul Burgess. Okay, Rob Venn is in for a second stop. I think that will be his final stop.
There's a different strategy for you.
It's like we say, the way this fuel is set up this season, on a lot of the tracks, it's just going to, there's going to be I'm going to use the word again, a plethora of tactics that you can use with regards to your pit stops.
Yeah, for sure.
As Stefan's getting caught by Paul Burgess and Tyler now, so it's a 3-car battle for
Tyler's pulled in a big gap there, hasn't he?
I think it's just a matter of time before both these guys get by Stefan, because I think Stefan, when it comes to pace, has just not got it.
No, but he's putting his car in all the right places, isn't he? And it's not an easy track to overtake on. What Stefan needs to do, which is something that I can't do, I shouldn't really be preaching this, but he needs to be looking forwards and concentrating on his line.
Yeah, for sure.
Not looking at the car behind. Paul Burgess just ducked into the pits there.
I'll tell you one thing, Stefan certainly hasn't made any mistakes I've seen today. Maybe.
No, it's a class drive from him tonight.
Yeah, that's one of the things I learned to do in the V8 Supercar and the Euro V8 League is if I'm in a battle, just turn my relative off and just focus forward.
It is very easy, isn't it, to get distracted with what's going on behind you. Oh, Tim, that looked like a send to me.
Yeah, surprisingly held on to it there and didn't lose it. That was really good because
we caught that just a little bit too late to see where that started from.
He could have gone in the boonies. Up, And as you say that, here it comes. Boy, he pulled up on him in the last minute. Did a dive.
Okay, so we've been asked to. No, I think, yeah. You know what? I would have gone for that move.
It wasn't bad, and also
there.
I don't think it's a move, Clyde. I think he missed his breaking point and just tried to avoid Rob going on the right.
Sam, don't say that. It was a move.
I don't think so.
Don't take it away from him. We've had a question regarding the TCR fuel and do they need to stop twice? Yes, is the plain answer. We have been told that the fuel burn round here, unless you save a ridiculous amount of fuel, the TCRs do need to stop twice.
Yep, if they make it a one stop, they're related to Michael Talianich, and if they don't make it or they run out of gas, they're related to Nicole Foggy, or who's the other one runs out all the time?
Scott Malcolm.
Yeah, there you go.
Sorry, Scott.
Which is quite surprising. We're 40 minutes into this race and Scott hasn't run out of fuel yet. So Tom Stanley is in, Chris Shaw is in, Gary Craig takes over the lead of the race.
And Scott Malcolm's in second, right behind him. Well, not right behind him, but he's behind him.
Yaz Samai is in third. He's not really, but he's behind the first two in TCR in his GT4. So if he can put an Audi badge on the front of that BMW quickly. So that's Chris Shaw. He's come out behind David Ayres.
And David Ayres is not making it easy.
Yeah, he's a feisty old
he let him go that time for sure.
What has Xavier done? Ooh, there's a lot of speed going on there.
Ooh, baby.
Oh, that was such a slight brush, wasn't it, on that left-hand side?
I thought he was going to make it. That's too bad.
Yeah,
wow.
I thought he had that.
And I think he already made his second pit stop.
Oh, boy.
So that's, he's back.
Yeah, he's made three now.
He's out of the pits again. Here he comes.
On the plus side, it looks like he hadn't used his fast repair up until then. So
yeah, that was pretty quick.
Quick pit stop, new car.
Yeah, I bet he clenched as soon as he saw that tyre barrier heading towards him.
Yeah, I honestly thought he'd got away with it.
Me too. Too bad. And the Ben Oreo show is still going on here.
Yes. Stefan Goebel is in. Interesting to see if he can get out still in front of Paul Burgess and Andy Pert.
Well, Gary Craig's really putting the hammer down. He's got an 8 or 9 second lead ahead of Scott Malcolm in second place.
Yeah, Paul Burgess, Stefan Goebel came out behind Paul Burgess, but in front of Andy Pert. This is Ashley Gravel and Carl Hardy. The fact that Carl is still racing means that the pie stands at Oulton Park are all closed.
Mark Heron going by Roger Morton. And Danny Grapple going by Carl Hardy.
Mark Swain.
I think he caught that, didn't he? Yeah. So Gary Craig has pitted. David Ayres is in now. Triple A has pitted. He's on his way out. We already know Tyler Newitt is going a lap longer than anybody else, at least. So Stuart Dick and Triple A have both pitted, but there's a bit of a gap there between them, about 3 seconds. What caused that? More swear words coming. Get that swear word. This one all on his own. Is it going to be in the same place?
Yeah.
It is.
It's not rallycross.
Oh, yeah, he did, yeah. Masked by the trees.
Not rallycross. Not rallycross. Get the back out there, man.
Okay, we've got another question about the random safety car. So, this is the way it works. At the beginning of the race, our cameraman Sam will do a random yes/no. Obviously, if it's a no, we definitely don't get a random safety car. If it's a yes, Sam will then do a random minute between 15 and 45. And that's when the safety car would come out. In the meantime, if we get a standard safety car because of a blocked track, that puts pay to any random safety car we may or may not have had. As we are now at minute 46 and a half in this race, it means there will be no safety car. So anybody that was planning on a safety car and planned it into their fuel strategy, that has now changed for them. The random safety car also works on a 33% chance of... Whoa!
It was a side to side. That looked kind of...
That was just
almost like
guys not giving each other enough room, I think.
It was an awful reaction for a side
Two
to
cars
side.
in the middle of the track. Yeah, it's definitely a touch there.
Yep.
No, that was basically just two guys going at it hard, not prepared to yield.
Yeah. There was a lot of space on the right-hand side, wasn't there?
Yep. And it looks like Gasly's got a bit of crabbing.
Yeah, there's definitely something broken there, isn't there?
So, hopefully it doesn't get in the way of these GT4s.
Didn't look like it had a wheel on it. Well, I guess it does. Wow, look at that thing.
On the plus side, he hasn't got very far to go to the pit lane. Rob Venn is certainly having a look. And there he goes.
Yep, he finishes his pass.
Oh, Rob's off.
Right, so how did they not hit?
Well,
jeez.
I bet Rob's pants were literally pooped at that point.
I just can't believe they didn't come together.
I'm laughing because I'm shocked.
I bet you.
So wide onto the grass. It's this bit here. But
Oh man! Whoa!
just like synchronized rejoining.
I bet Tim Oriole's sphincter muscle tightened up, baby.
Yeah, you could play the Bolero music for that one.
I was thinking of the Benny Hill theme tune.
But it's funny, isn't it, how many times that happens? You sit behind a car lap after lap after lap after lap trying to get past. You then get past and make a mistake. And you're back to square one again. I know. I'm the expert at that.
As the sun laughs in the background.
I think he's just sat on something.
Not on you. Or I would love to know.
I was going to say something to that, but I'm like, no, I'll keep quiet.
I think you'd squeal like a piggy. Ding 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 ding.
All right. We don't need the deliverance music.
Yeah, be careful with the climusic, Clyde, or we will get a copyright claim again.
So Universal.
By the fucking guys at Universal, and I'm saying it out loud. F. Okay, guys, thanks. See you next time.
Right, where are we? We've got 9 minutes to go. Triple A has currently got, I believe, if my timing screen is not lying to me, a 2.5 second lead over Stuart Dick. And then Paul Burgess is about another 19-20 seconds behind that, but being chased hard by Tyler Newitt for the 3rd step on the podium. In TCR is a little bit confusing at the moment because Scott Malcolm hasn't run out of fuel yet, so Scott is most definitely going to have to stop. And even if he thinks he doesn't have to stop, he should still stop because he knows he will run out. But that will put us back into the Tom Stanley leading Chris Shaw, leading Gary Craig, and there goes Scott. Let's hope he puts enough in it to last him to the end.
Tyler Newitt pushing hard to catch Paul Burgess.
Now I believe that everybody has made their second stop apart from Lee Bowden now. Has Lee made a second one?
Yep, I have 2 steps for everybody except Xavier.
See one. So. Also going to do a little snip of that because I know Sam never believes me when I tell him that my timing screen is not working properly. So let's just do a little snip of Lee and 1 stop. Okay, lost the stream there for a minute. Evening to Austin Walters on the stream. Now, I believe Austin was the one asking us if we still had spaces left in the league. I did reply to him. Yes, we have. So get yourself signed up and you can be racing with us next week. So this is going to be the battle in GT4, isn't it? For the third spot on the podium. Scott Malcolm, after his second pit stop, providing he's got enough fuel to get to the end, has come out in 4th. So that's a great drive there from Scott.
Wonder which one of his 73 fuel calculators he used today.
Yeah. At my old place of work, we used to have a lorry driver that had about 4 sat navs in his lorry. And
Really?
he used to argue with all of them. And we always used to say, Terry, why have you got sat navs when you just don't believe them, you don't trust them, and you argue with them anyway?
Carl used a new line on that one, didn't he? Boy.
Yeah, that was a rallycross line.
Yeah, so that's the battle for 5th position.
Working on Mark Aaron. Might get him.
Yeah, it's got him.
Nice pass. Wow.
It looks like they've got Stefan Gobo coming up to lap them as well.
Yeah, we finally lost Yaz with a connection issue as well. So possibly something going on with the internets in South Africa.
Is Paul and Tyler getting a bit close again?
Yeah, we got a little under 4 minutes. Xavier's got some more damage on the front of his car, hasn't he? Was that bonnet crinkled up there? Did I dream it?
Yeah, I thought it was the same as...
Oh, Ashley Gravel, well done. Yeah, that's where it's happened. Thought I caught some damage just out the corner of my eye then. What
Good catch there, mate.
Obviously all on his own. Grass. Yeah. He clipped the grass on the way in, which threw him, and he's caught that tyre barrier just where the extra bit sticks out. So back to the GT4 battle between Tyler Newitt and Paul Burgess.
Heck of a scruff going on here.
Oh, that looks a busy bit of track. Mark Heron has lost 2 positions there in quick succession, hasn't he? Because Lee Bowden has got past him as well. Andy Perks is going after Stefan Goebel again.
Almost looks like...
Good hold.
Looks good.
He's got to be down on top speed, I would think. Martin just needs to be sensible here, and he'll get this position. Don't try anything stupid. Oh, that was... I think it was Pete getting out of the way, wasn't it? That's a quick glance there. Looked like an awesome send, but... Tyler's put big pressure on Paul now.
He's got to do something. It's coming down to crunch time.
Yes, where is the leader? I think the leader will be coming round to start the white flag lap.
Wow. Boy, where'd that hour go? Holy mackerel.
Always the same with these races, isn't there? There's so much going on. They go so quick.
It
There's
seems
so
to.
much fantastic driving. You could do this, Martin. You've just got to be sensible. So AAA, is he going? Yes, he's just going to cross the line to get another lap in.
So it's not white flag, or?
This should be the white flag lap, yes.
Okay.
Although, I have no indication on the screen that it is. Must be. Must be.
Let's see how much Gary Craig is involved in this tussle behind him.
No, there you go. Message from Yaz on the chat. Power outage.
Ah,
You need to buy more goats, Yaz. Whoa, Tyler's kicking the backside out there.
Yeah, I think this back straight might be Tyler's best opportunity.
That looked like a very slow Carl Hardy there, but has he chunked out on fuel? No, he hasn't. No. Oh, I would like to see that again at some point, but I do believe it. To me, it looked like Carl cut across.
there's AAA.
There we go. That's AAA taking home the win in
Good win.
GT4.
Nice win.
It's Tyler's last chance. That's a real difficult overtaking
Wow.
spot, that. And Perks has got right up with Stefan Goebel, but we've seen Stefan win in TCR for Tom Stanley.
He seems to be excited about it.
Well, that was a cracker of a race.
Was a barn burner. Rob Ben coming in to finish 7th. Right now he's all by himself. And one of our newer people, Joe McDonald, with all the ladies standing around him in his picture. We need to get to know you. We need to get to know you better, Joe.
Perhaps he's just a pimp.
Well, AAA from 0 to hero. Well done, mate.
Yeah, consolidating his lead at the top of the championship.
He sure
there.
did. He really put it all out on this one, on this venture. He actually held station most of the race, didn't he? Actually, yeah.
Sorry, just trying to sort a link out for somebody there.
That's all right.
I think Sam's already done it, but for some reason. Right, so where are we? Have we got the official result
Not quite. Hasn't showed
yet?
yet. And AAA's decided to burn his tires off.
Yeah, he certainly needs some practice with them donuts, doesn't he? Right, let me get Discord up. Let's see if we've got anybody waiting for an interview.
Okay, we have the results on the screen. I'll do GT4 if you don't mind.
Yeah, go for it.
Finishing first, the winner is Abdul Al Amri from Asymmetric GT4. Second was his teammate Stuart Dick. Third, Paul Burgess in a nice drive. Third, Tyler Newitt trying like crazy to get by him, finished fourth. Stefan Goebel, nice performance all day long, hung around fifth. Well done. Sixth, Andy Perks, privateer. Seventh, Rob Venn. Eighth, Tim Oreo. And Yaz Samai lost his power and unfortunately had to quit early. So no Yaz gate this time.
Taking the win in the TCRs was Tom Stanley for Asymmetric, with Chris Shaw finishing in second for Ascari Autosport, with Gary Craig yet again taking another podium position to continue in his good form, rounding out the top three for BSTV Esports Green, with Scott Balcom for BSTV Esports Yellow finishing in fourth, and Lee Bowden for IMSA Motorsport in fifth, with Mark Herring finishing sixth for Asymmetric TCR, with David Ayres for Result Clothing in seventh, Joe McDonald in eighth for Safeguard by Result, and then Carl Hardy finishing in ninth for Result Clothing, with Roger Morton rounding out the top 10 for Safeguard by Result. Xavier Mamucha having a bit of a nightmare towards the end, finishing in 11th, with Pete Bingham finishing in 12th for BSTV Esports Green, with Martin Brennan finishing in 13th, and rounding out the results in 14th was Ashley Jafal for IMSA Motorsport.
Excellent. So let's get these interviews underway. We don't seem to have first or second in GT4. So I'm going to bring in first Gary Craig, who finished third in TCR. Gary, welcome to the booth.
Good evening.
Good evening. So that was a little bit of an under the radar race from you. At one point, it looked like Tom and Chris, once they'd dispatched Lee, were going to get away. Then we looked again, and Xavier was in on the battle. Then we looked again, and you was in on the battle. You seem to come from nowhere there.
I didn't get the best quality. I've been reasonably quick here, especially compared to last year. I think I've got the hang of the car a bit more, and I was doing decent times, and I just couldn't get a decent quality lap. I was half a second slower than my optimal. I should have been way up there, and it didn't happen. I think I was seventh on the grid, but it was just a train of cars for a long time there, and I just trying to fight to stay on the back of it for a while because the guys ahead were a bit quicker.
Yeah, but then you know I think they dropped you a bit, but then you seem to. Was it them battling in front that got you caught up again, or did you like get into a groove and that was what brought you back up onto the back of the field?
It was both, to be honest. After I actually was running similar times in clean airs to what I was in draft, simply because there's not much, you can't really go anywhere in the draft if there's a car right in front of you. So I was doing similar times. So yeah, when they started fighting, they were going too wide in Knickerbrook once, and I think they were too wide in Druids, which is where Carl and was it Lee had an issue. And that got me a couple of freebies, and then I think Xavier, I could see I was right behind him after the stops, and I could see how many 1Xs he was getting. So again, I wasn't that surprised when he went through for a drive-through, and all things considered, I probably got lucky tonight, to be honest, to get a podium.
We're not going to go down that lucky route, are we? Surely not.
There was less strategy to play with tonight. It certainly wasn't a strategy podium like the last couple have been. I was going to run 30 litres, do a full tank, and then take 9, but I think when Carl got into Lee, or Lee got into Carl, whichever way it was, I ended up losing the draft to the guys in front, and I had somebody behind me who was catching quick, and I just thought, right, if I don't pit now, I'm just going to be giving the guys behind free lap time. So I jumped in and did a 20 litre and 20 litre stops. So I knew my second stop was going to be a little bit slower than my first. So when I came out, I was a decent gap away from Chris, who I was about a second behind before I pitted. And so yeah, it was lucky to get third, to be honest. And the only strategy was pitting a little bit early, so I didn't give somebody some free draft.
Oh, well, strategy is strategy. And it obviously bagged you another podium position, so you must be happy with that. Anybody you'd like to give a shout out to before we go through the masses of people waiting for an interview?
Yeah, of course. Well done to Pete for fighting off his teammate to not get lapped there. That was good. He made it by 2 seconds. That would have been the real victory of the night, but I couldn't quite make that one work.
I'm sure that wouldn't have come up on the team chat at all in the next week.
No. Thanks to you guys again. I'll be watching the broadcast soon, and it's always great. So I'll be looking forward to that. Thanks to everyone who races and watches as usual.
Excellent. Well, thanks for joining us in the booth, Gary Lucky Craig.
That's me tonight.
Okay, Gary, there, a little bit of an in joke there with the Lucky. We now have our GT4 winner, and someone that I always enjoy talking to. So I'm going to keep Ryan quiet for a minute and welcome AAA Abdul Al Amri to the booth.
Evening, Clyde. Hi, how are you guys?
Good evening. Congratulations on your win.
Big win there, buddy. Big win.
Thank you, guys. Thank you. That was fun.
So, as I say, you've got to be in it to win it. You were leading the championship going into this round. You've obviously consolidated your lead in the championship with this win. You had a fantastic battle there with your teammate. We always say that there doesn't seem to be any team orders within the asymmetric team. Apart from let's try not to hit each other, even though that doesn't always happen. We see, Paul Burgess and Tyler Newitt both had good speed, but they got into each other, which sort of handed the first and second position and a gap therein to you and Stuart, and then it was just who was going to win between you two. And I made a comment on the chat. I think you was leading, Stuart's behind you, and he was trying to duck out and put you off and things like that. But you two must have a real big giggle in your Discord when you've basically got first and second in the bag and you're just racing each other.
Yeah. By the way, Clyde, no one talks in this race. Me and Stuart, we were just breathing.
Really?
Yeah.
Perhaps that's where Stuart's going wrong. Perhaps he should be telling you how handsome you are and how well hung you are and put you off so that you crash.
The only time I could hear Stuart talk was him complaining that I'm lapping the cars on the straight, and the only time I'm lapping them is on the straight. It's like it's not fair. It was so funny as well. I wanted to laugh, but he's my teammate and he's fighting for the place as well. So it was really fun.
Yeah,
unlucky for Paul.
Ultimately, that was a class win from yourself. You see right at the start, when Paul got the jump on you at the start. And you just pressured. And I don't suppose, you may tell me different, but it didn't look like, apart from a couple of times with Stuart, didn't look like that race was too stressful for you.
I must, for the first time ever, I must agree with that. I felt very confident. The pole lap, I just didn't know where that came from. 31.5. I have no idea where that came from. So I knew the spots where I was good, I was quick. So I just needed to wait and see how Paul reacts and make my move. And yeah, but then when that happened, the Paul between Paul and Tyler, I had Stewart, but it's harder to defend if it's your teammate than if it's someone else, because he knows what I'm going to do. So I had to be careful and just manage my tires during the pit stop phase. Luckily, I managed to come out of front and just try to hold on to the position. It was really hard to stay in front of Stewart, but oof, I got him.
And how do you play that personally when you're in front and not just your teammate behind, anybody behind? Do you concentrate on looking forwards and running your lines, or have you got one eye in the mirror ready to defend if needed?
Well, if I tell you the truth, then I'm gonna give my secret.
That's all right. No, nobody's watching.
Okay. So what happens is, if I'm battling with someone, like I was tonight, then if he's gonna make the move, then I'll just let it happen. I don't like to defend aggressively. I try and look at where I'm stronger and focus on that. It's consistency, lap after lap. If I don't get to do that, then unfortunately I somehow have to accept if the car behind passes me. That's how it is.
And to be fair, that's that's pretty much how it goes, isn't it? I must admit, I'm not in your league as a racer, but you have to know when to pick your battles and when to fight and when not to fight, and it certainly seems to be working for you, my friend, because you're up there, you're leading the championship. Next week we go to the national circuit at Silverstone, and the legacy, so the national circuit on the old track. Can you keep this form up?
I think I can.
Excellent. We love a bit of confidence, mate. We love a bit of confidence, and I'm sure that will fire everybody else up to beat you. Before we let you go, any shout outs you want to give?
I'm giving my shout out always to you guys, for the awesome league. I love this, and it's one I always look forward to. I could, like, right now I'm knackered, to be honest, Clyde. Waking up at 4:30 in the morning, go to work, come back, and still be able to have the energy to do this league, because it's awesome.
Excellent. Well, that is brilliant to hear. We always appreciate nice comments from people. Congratulations again on your GT4 win, and we will see you next week. Actually,
Of
no,
course.
we'll see you on Sunday, won't we?
Oh yeah. Oh yes. Oh yes.
Yeah, we're back in action Sunday, so I look forward to lapping you at least 7 times on Sunday.
Oh yeah. I'll let you.
Abdul, run him off the track if you see him.
Thanks.
Always a pleasure to talk to you, my friend.
Likewise.
GT4 winner, Abdul Al Amri.
Bye.
Well done, Abdul.
Thanks. Bye.
Okay, so let's get Ryan in on the action, and we have got third place TCR, third place GT4 driver Paul Burgess in the booth.
Yeah, welcome to the booth, Paul.
Good evening.
That race, it seemed to be you finished on the podium, which is still a good result. But excuse me, you had a bit of an incident with Tyler earlier in the race. Talk us through it.
Yeah, it was. Abdul caught me out by having such a terrible start that I sort of jumped into the lead, which I wasn't expecting. So I held everyone up for a little while and just tried to slow the pace a little bit, stretch things out. And then Abdul eventually found his way past, and I could see Tyler was also going to try and sneak up the inside. And I think we had a chat after the race, and as he said, he just clipped the grass, and I was collateral damage, and we both went spinning. But at the end of the day, I think I finished where I would have been happy with if you said to me at the start of the race, because I knew Stuart loves his track. It's really quick. When I saw Abdul's times in practice and the qualifying, that was definitely faster than I've been doing. So P3, I think, was the best I could have hoped for.
Yeah, I mean, with regards to this track and the layout, is the is it one you would like to see the series return to next season, or is there any other tracks that's not in the schedule you would like to see for next season?
I enjoy the track. I'm not necessarily good at it. So, yeah, I mean, in terms of if I want to win, then probably not. But maybe I just need to put more time into it because I know it's a good track to drive, and I know Stuart is rapid here, and obviously Abdul is as well, having beaten him tonight. In terms of other tracks, yeah, don't really know. I think I take them all as they come. I do like the full course of Silverstone, which we're not racing this year, but I also do like the club circuit, which we are doing. So yeah, plenty of good tracks.
Good stuff. And looking ahead to Silverstone as well, what's your expectations? Just try and get another podium, or is the one the aim?
Going to be a crazy race because it's a real short track, not many bends. So whenever I've driven it, it's pretty much nose to tail. So I think anything can happen really. So yeah, try and sneak something out of it. I think for sure.
And before we let you go, is there anyone you want to give a shout out to?
It's not particularly tonight. I think. Yeah, it's been good. Thanks to all of you guys, obviously, for putting it on. And yeah, it's a shame that for Yaz as well tonight because he was doing pretty well, and then he had a power cut, so that dropped him right out. So
Yeah, so we missed out on Yazgate too.
but yeah, he did really well tonight. Apart, I think he had a small coming together with someone, but other than that, he was doing well. So shame the power robbed him of a finish tonight.
Great stuff. Well, again, congratulations on third place, Paul, and we look forward to seeing you on track at Silverstone next week.
Yep, see you later.
As that was Paul Burgess finished in third place tonight in GT4, and who do you fancy taking next, Clyde?
Right, I think I am going to drag in Lee Bowden. Welcome to the booth, Lee.
Good evening, chaps.
Good evening. Right, first question. Where did that pole position come from?
Skills. I have absolutely no.
Just
answer.
leave it at that, mate. That's all you need to say.
Literally just driving around, and I wasn't even really paying attention. It was only when Ash came over the radio and said, "Oh, pole position," I was just like, "Oh." So yeah, I should really pay more attention. Really, the only trouble is, I was just yeah. It then sort of adds a few extra nerves at the start of the race, especially when you've got the likes of Tom and Chris behind you.
Yeah, I'm not in the same class of racing as you guys, but I've always found my quicker laps are when it seems like I'm not trying. I think when you're chasing that golden goose, you make mistakes, don't you? Whereas if you just let it flow, sometimes you surprise yourself.
Yeah, well, normally I have this impressive ability of just qualifying exactly where my race pace is, so it's generally quite easy to manage a race. But today I probably sort of outperformed where I probably am pace-wise, which then kind of puts you in a slightly awkward position when you've got a couple of quicker drivers behind you.
But overall, fifth position in TCR before qualifying, would you have taken that?
I think I was kind of hoping to possibly have got a third, mainly just to sort of keep the points sort of moving along, really. Just because I think the second half of the season, the schedules on tracks I'm probably not quite as strong at. So Oulton Park was kind of hoping really to pick up bigger points. But again, overall, top 5, can't complain.
Yeah, and next week at Silverstone on the national circuit, that could be a crapshoot. It could see some drivers that possibly are not usually in contention for a win get right up there. So have you got some decent expectations for that circuit?
None. Because basically,
Excellent.
because the one thing I've sort of found with this league is it's just so close. So whereas you can have somebody who's exceptionally quick one week, and then you sort of think, I've got no chance of beating them, and then the next week you do better than them. And really, you just can't predict what's going to happen in the future. So you just really need to keep on bagging the points when you can.
Yeah, so this interview started off really well and has gone downhill rapidly. So let's see if we can end it on a positive note from your side. So new to the league this season. How are you finding it? We know it's competitive, but other aspects of the league, fairness and standards of driving. How does it compare to other leagues that you've run in?
Well, I've not actually raced in any other leagues before, so this is the first one.
So this is the best league you've ever been in, then?
Yeah, 100%. And it's
exactly.
And the standard of driving is really good. You really basically have to work for every single position, and you can't really ask for more than that. So I mean, tonight, started off in pole, finished 5th, but I mean, at one point I think I was down in 13th, and overall that was one fun night.
Excellent. Well, that's always good to hear, and always great to get you in the booth. Congratulations again on that pole position. That was a fantastic lap, and I'm still going to say congratulations on 5th place, because that's probably about 25 places higher than I would ever finish. So thanks for joining us, and we'll see you next week. Lee Bowden.
Excellent. Cheers. Thanks.
Okay, just as a favour to the viewers, I'm not going to do Scott on Scott tonight. So what we're going to do is we are going to bring in Carl Hardy and hand him over to Ryan.
Carl Hardy, welcome to the booth.
Hello, Ryan. How you doing?
I'm good. How are you?
Good, huh? Yeah, very good. I haven't been here for a while, so I thought I'd come and show my face, or so you could hear my voice.
Yeah, don't show your face, mate. You've got a face for radio.
Oh, whatever. You know I'm a pretty boy.
Yeah, that race for you tonight. It's you weren't up at the front, but 8th place is still a decent result. And we saw during the race you had a bit of you were caught up in a couple of moments towards the end with one of the Ignium cars, I believe.
Yeah, it was with Lee. Yeah, it's fine. It happens, doesn't it?
It was your fault.
Yeah. Was it?
Yeah.
Both of them.
Well, the last one definitely was. I must admit, I only see it once, but it did look like you turned across him. But yeah, I blame you.
I did put the last one on me.
Yeah. There was a couple of crashes in that race, even with GT4s, and they were your fault.
Yeah, it's fine. All I need, Clyde, is for you to sort out a wide load vehicle to follow me around.
Sorry, Ryan. Carry on. I'm going to shut up.
That's all good.
You carry on and shutting up. Hello, Ryan.
Yeah, sounds like an oxymoron to me, I'll tell you.
Yeah, how did that race go for you tonight? Do you think you could have done better, or was 8th place about as good as you could have done with regards to pace?
I actually think I finished 10th because I had a drive-through after the last accident.
Oh.
So I'm not sure. I didn't even look, to be honest. But I'm sure
I'll have a look.
I'm sure I come in 10th. But I had good pace, I think, at the start. I was doing all right. I think I could have stayed with them. I'm not sure about finishing on the podium or anything like that, but yeah, I felt quite comfy driving around where I was at the start.
Yeah, I mean, you result guys, you're always putting on hosted sessions like practice sessions, and I think anyway, it seems to be paying off for you guys at result, because the likes of you, David, and Roger, and they seem to be getting closer to the front, and also if I'm correct, you've recruited a new driver with Joe McDonald, who I recognise from other leagues.
Yeah, Joe's come and joined us with it. Good on him. It's just another challenge for him. Roger was rapid last night. He was doing really, really well. Dave is always my bugbear, hating to bits. But yeah, even tonight, I just found the extra pace tonight, and I was driving away from Dave tonight, which was good. So I'll let him know that tomorrow. He did actually own up to it tonight already, so it'll be pretty 4 and going into work tomorrow and saying, "Oh, I'm being big-headed about it."
And yeah, what's your guys' expectations as for the season or for the rest of the season? Is it kind of just treat it race by race and just whatever happens, or is there a certain expectation in the championship you want, as like maybe a top 6 or top 10?
I just want to keep smiling, mate. That's all it's about for me. Enjoy it. If I get a good result, I get a good result. Other than that, it's just keep smiling.
Good stuff. And heading into Silverstone next week, it's the Legacy layout, I believe. Is it one you've raced on before?
The national layout, isn't it? Silverstone.
Yeah, on the Silverstone Legacy.
Yeah, I'm sure I've done it. Didn't we go there a couple of seasons
ago?
It's a
real fun track.
It's brilliant. Yeah, it's fantastic. Proper touring cars.
Yeah.
Yeah, it'll be brilliant. Looking forward to it.
Good stuff. And before we let you go, Carl, anyone you want to give a thank you or shout out to?
You lads, all the drivers apart from Dave. Yeah. Yeah, no, it's a great league. Great league. The drivers are brilliant. So yeah, no. It's just down to them really. It's good.
Good stuff. Well, again, thanks for joining us on the booth there, Carl, and look forward to seeing you on track at Silverstone next week.
Yeah, take care, lads.
Just so you know, Carl, the official result has got you in 9th. So ahead of Roger, behind Joe.
Yeah, isn't it? Yeah, cool. As long as I beat Roger, I don't care.
Right, thanks for joining us.
Yeah, take care, lads.
That was Carl Hardy, and I believe up next, Clyde, you've got Mr. 70,000 fuel up calculator swapping.
Yeah, it's a short straw for me tonight. Scott Malcolm, welcome to the booth.
Hi guys.
Now, I'm going to have to say it. Congratulations on not running out of fuel.
Brilliant, eh?
Seriously though, Scott, you had one of those races tonight that we saw from you quite a lot last season, where we don't see you a lot on the screen, but you steadily moved up the leaderboard, totally under the radar. Did you expect to get up there in the top 4, or was that a surprise to you?
Yes and no. I've got the pace in this track. This is one of my favourite tracks in this car. And during practice over the last couple of nights, I was quite easily getting in the 34s in the race trim. So I knew I've got the pace here, and I actually was aiming. I thought I could get a podium, but just a wee bit too much out of reach tonight. I think the track was a bit hotter than what it's been the last couple of nights, so that kind of snookered it a wee bit for myself.
But it's still a fantastic result there for you. Again, I'm trying to find out, where did you start? Probably, what was you, 7th?
I think I qualified 8th or something like that.
8th, yeah. So, on the grand scheme of things, getting up there into 4th position, I certainly would be over the moon with that. I don't know what's over the moon to Scott Malcolm. From your normal grumpy demeanour, it might be 2 planets colliding to make you happy. I don't know, but I personally thought that was a fantastic job from you, and even more so that you did it under the radar without anybody really realising that you was moving up.
Yeah, well, like you said last week, it was all done under the radar, and it would be a normal good result for myself, but you've always got to try and push yourself. You always got to try and push yourself that one stage better, because you just get into this the strut that you always say, I'm only going to finish fourth because we've got 3 quick guys, you're never going to catch them, blah, blah, blah. But you just got to keep pushing yourself, trying to take the car as much to the limit as you possibly can, and just see where that takes you.
And next week, Silverstone, the national circuit, on the old Silverstone, as Carl Hardy just described, as a proper touring car track. Any expectations around there? It's definitely a fun track to drive, and not a lot to learn either.
Not much to learn on that track at all. I need to get this qualifying sorted out. I just cannot qualify to save my life. If I can get the qualifying sorted out, then who knows?
Well, we will wait with bated breath to find out what will happen. Before we let you go, any shout outs you want to give?
I've got to give Gary a shout out for he sorted me out of this fuel calculator. That's actually he says just to give me that one fuel calculation so that I could get it sorted. Obviously, you guys for doing these broadcasts and setting this league up, and all the drivers for turning out tonight. And also, I'm going to say to George Simmons for the Apex Academy school for teaching me how to drive this car. Done a lot of work with him, and he's done wonders for me in this car.
Excellent. Well, that's always good to hear. And I'm still going to say congratulations on your 4th place. And thanks for joining us in the booth. It's always a pleasure to talk to you, Scott Malcolm.
Cheers.
Right, guys, that is our interviews over. Quick race recap from you, Bill.
What can I say? It was excellent. I really enjoyed the performance AAA put on tonight after his disappointment in Long Beach. Sometimes it's tough to come back from stuff like that, and he did an excellent job at doing that. The TCRs are really, I tell you, 14 cars, really shaping up to be one whale of a battle. And as you said, as both you and Ryan said, as the seasons go on, a few of those guys are going to get better and better and better. We're going to have 5-6 cars up there battling for the lead, and it's just wonderful. I mean, I was never a big fan of TCRs, but I am now. I have to tell you, it's really a great class, and looking forward to Silverstone. But tonight was a great battle. Glad I was here.
Excellent. And Ryan, a recap from you.
Yeah, I have to say that was a great race, and the GT4 and the TCR as well. And the race for the GT4 one was basically kind of halfway through the race. It was basically sealed, but the battles for the final step on the podium between Paul Burgess and Tyler Newitt was great to watch. And if we were having a vote for driver of the day, there's so many...
Not yet. Hold it. Don't be premature.
It was great racing overall, and it was good to see the likes of Scott Malcolm having a good race, and also Stefan Goebel.
Yeah, I must admit, I'm loving this season. The GT4 battle. I know Abdul has put his marker down and told the rest of them, look, you're going to have to come and get me, but. There's at least 4 drivers up there that can win any race. The TCRs, to me, are fascinating. I've said all along it's going to be the Stanley Shaw show. But we've got Gary Craig pushing now. We've got Lee Bowden pushing now. We know Mark Heron can lead races. Scott Malcolm is starting to do his under the radar stuff. Xavier Mamucha has proved tonight that he's got the pace. We've got, there's just so many drivers. We've seen Ashley Gravel up there as well. It's yeah, it's shaping up to be something fantastic, I think. Sam, cameras, plenty of action tonight.
I would say busy tonight, or probably again. Yeah, great race once again. As you said, this series is just wonderful. Drivers are battling all over the place, from the top to the bottom of the standings in each classes. That's great. They put up a great show, very respectful. Zero from the drivers as well. That's great race again.
Yeah, it certainly was. Right, so gentlemen, we now get to decide on our driver of the race. So, Bill, I'm going to go to you first.
Well, no hemming and hawing with me. I mean, I got 5 people in mind I could really pick, but I'm going to go for AAA tonight. I think he came back from adversity a week ago, put his mind to it, and pretty much. I'm not saying he ran away with the race, but he pretty much stayed out front most of the race where it really counted. And there's no last minute stuff. I mean, he really did a good job tonight. So I'm picking Abdul Al Amri.
Excellent. So over to you, Sam, your driver of the evening, please.
That's a hard one to call, because I think they more or less all deserve some things today, except Pete for his crashes. I'm gonna pick Stefan Goebel. I think he improved a lot recently, and this race just shows how much effort he put into this one. And yeah, I think he did a great race today.
Okay, so that's another good choice. Ryan, over to you.
Is this for both classes or just one class?
No, just the driver of the evening, please. Just one.
Just one. Okay. That's
We've
so
been
tough.
doing this every time, you know. You should know by now.
I know. Yeah, there's so many, like you guys mentioned, that's so tough. You had the likes of Paul Burgess, who came back after that incident with Tyler, but I'm going to have to go with Sam and say Stefan Goebel, just because he improved a lot tonight.
Okay, well, I can't disagree with any of the choices so far. Stefan was most definitely going to be my vote until he lost those 2 positions at the end. Abdul is obviously another one that deserves a noteworthy mention, although I don't always like giving it to the winner of the race. To me, it was between Gary Craig and Scott Malcolm. Gary with another podium. But I think ultimately I'm going to give my vote to Scott Malcolm. A, he didn't run out of fuel, and B, I don't know why I always look this way, but I love a driver that gets a fantastic result without us seeing it. Just stealthing his way through the field. So it's going to be Scott Malcolm for me. So tonight we've got 2 votes for Stefan, a vote for Abdul, and also a vote for Scott Malcolm. And just to give everybody a quick running total on where we stand, currently we've got Paul Burgess on 3 votes. We've got Ben Sharp, Stefan Goebel, and Scott Malcolm on 2. And we've got Abdul Al Amri, Lee Bowden, Xavier Mamucha, Chris Shaw, Rob Venn, and Tyler Newitt on 1. And don't forget, whoever wins that at the end of the season is going to get one of our fantastic prizes, COVID dependent, on a trip to EDF Motorsports, a look around their workshop, and a hour's training on their simulator. coming up this week, we've got the only race we've got this week now is the round 9 of the Virtual Racing Association Grand Touring Club Cup on Sunday from Imola. GT3 cars. That is bound to be an amazing race, especially because I'm in it and I'm already going to lap Abdul at least 7 times. So, you know, what could possibly go wrong? I would like to thank everybody that watches our broadcasts. As I usually say, if you want to make sure you don't miss anything, give us a like. Make sure you subscribe to us on YouTube. Be one of the 418 that we already have. You can add to that number. Join our Facebook page. That way you never miss what's going on. Thanks to all the drivers for making this such a fantastic league, and we thoroughly enjoy these races every week. Thanks to Sam, Bill, and Ryan for joining me in the booth, and a special thanks to Pete Bingham for supplying us with our usual crash of the day. So you know that's all good. I'm going to say good night. It's time we close the broadcast. I'll let the guys say good night, and then we'll be off, and we will see you on Sunday. So good night, everybody.
Special thanks to EDF Motorsports, Virtual Racing Association, for helping us out, putting this on. Great prizes for these guys this year. Really wonderful. I'm telling you, that's a monumental prize, and I can't blame people trying hard to win it. So, but thanks to all the drivers for showing up, and thanks to our viewers. And please subscribe and give us a like. It really helps out a lot. And thanks to my colleagues. Had a great evening, and hopefully we'll see somebody on Sunday. Have a good one.
Yep, thanks for watching, everyone, and see you next week.
Yeah, same for me, guys. Thanks for watching, and we're seeing you on Sunday for Clyde's crashes instead of Pete's.
Steady.
Yep.